Gluten. It's a hot button health issue nowadays. To be honest, a few years ago, I wouldn't have given a crap about gluten. I'm American with strong European roots, so put those two together and I loves me some bread. But I've been living for a few years now in a country with low wheat intake, and I've noticed that gluten and I just don't have the same relationship we used to. So it's given me a new appreciation for the merits of gluten-free cooking and baking. So I tried creating my first gluten-free recipe with brown rice flour. It took me a few tries because I'm still learning the textures, but these are chocolate, banana, vegan, gluten-free brownies, and they are so rich and fudgy, they'll satisfy any chocolate craving. If you live in a place where you can buy your own brown rice flour, you might want to just fast forward through this part, but I have to make my own. And actually, it's pretty easy to make your own. It's a matter of two words: blending and sifting. So you can put any amount of brown rice flour that you want in a blender fitted with a cross blade, and then you just blend it until a fine powder forms. And then make sure to sift it so that you don't miss any of the brown rice chunks that might get in there. And there you go. In minutes, you have homemade brown rice flour. And now for the brownies. Two quick things about this recipe. First, you want to make sure to use as much water as you do brown rice flour. Equal parts will mean that you won't get any gritty chunks in there. And then I'm using banana because I like chocolate banana flavor, but also because this will help with some of the starchiness that is replacing what the gluten would have done to hold everything together. First, I'm going to blend one really ripe banana to start the base for the liquid part of my ingredients. To that, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of oil, a teaspoon of vinegar, and a cup of water, and a splash of vanilla. And then I'll just give this a quick pulse. And then adding my dry ingredients: a cup of the brown rice flour, a 1/3 cup of cocoa, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. And then one more starch, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then blend until it's combined. So then you can pour this into your brownie pan, or if you're like me and you only have a cake pan and you have to do 2 batches, then so be it. Don't be surprised at how liquidy it seems. The brown rice flour will really soak up the water, and they'll become nice and rich, just like regular brownies. The texture is just a little different at the start. And then I'm just putting these in a 350 oven for about 25 minutes. So the key to really fudgy frosting is just 2 ingredients: agave and cocoa powder. I like to use organic agave, but you could use any liquid sweetener that you like if you're not an agave person. You just want to start with equal parts. I'm using about a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder to a 1/3 cup of agave. And then you just mix it up until it has the consistency you like. And there you have it. Perfect chocolate frosting. You could play around with it if you want. Add a little more cocoa powder if you want it to hold its form more. If you want to do a little less sweetener, you could substitute that with water or a milk of your choice, maybe a little vanilla. So as long as you start with the 2 basic ingredients, you could add whatever you want to make it the frosting of your choice. And really, what are brownies without frosting? I'm just going to test them with a toothpick to make sure that they're done after about 25 to 30 minutes, and then let them cool for a while. After they've cooled, flip them out of the pan and then frost those babies up. You can cut them into about 16 squares for the whole batch, and dress them a little extra if you like with maybe powdered sugar or a coconut like I'm doing. and enjoy.